In the land of Moab, where foreign gods were worshipped and the customs of Israel were a distant memory, Mahlon, the eldest son of Elimelech and Naomi, carried the weight of his family's survival. His name, which means sickly or weak, seemed to foreshadow the fragility of his life. Yet Mahlon's story, though brief, became a vital link in the chain of redemption that would echo through history. Mahlon's life began in Bethlehem, the house of bread, during a time of famine. His father, Elimelech, made the fateful decision to leave their ancestral home and journey to Moab in search of sustenance. For Mahlon and his younger brother Chilion, the move meant leaving behind the familiar fields of Judah for a land that was both foreign and forbidden in the eyes of many Israelites. Moab, with its lush plains and abundant resources, offered the promise of survival, but it also came with the risk of assimilation into a culture that did not worship the God of Israel. In Moab, Mahlon grew into manhood, adapting to the customs of the land while remaining tethered to the faith of his parents. After the death of his father, Mahlon, as the eldest son, bore the responsibility of caring for his mother and brother. It was during this time that Mahlon married Ruth, a Moabite woman whose quiet strength and loyalty would later define her legacy. Their union was unusual for an Israelite, as the Moabites were often regarded with disdain, but it reflected the realities of life in a foreign land. For a time, it seemed that Mahlon and his family might rebuild their lives in Moab. But tragedy struck again, and Mahlon's life was cut short. He died childless, leaving Ruth a widow and Naomi bereft of both her sons. Mahlon's death marked the end of his direct lineage, and for Naomi, it seemed that all hope was lost. Her husband and sons were gone, and she was left with 2 foreign daughters-in-law in a land far from home. Yet Mahlon's story does not end with his death. Though his name fades from the narrative, his legacy lives on through Ruth, the woman who would become a central figure in God's redemptive plan. Ruth's love for Mahlon and her bond with Naomi compelled her to make a choice that would alter the course of history. When Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem, Ruth refused to leave her side, declaring, "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Ruth 1 verse 16. Back in Bethlehem, Ruth's loyalty and faithfulness caught the attention of Boaz, a wealthy and righteous man who was a relative of Elimelech. As the story unfolded, Boaz acted as a kinsman redeemer, marrying Ruth and restoring the family line that had been severed by Mahlon's death. Through their union, Ruth bore a son, Obed, who became the grandfather of King David. In this way, Mahlon's name, though absent from the genealogical records, was preserved in the lineage of Israel's greatest king, and ultimately in the ancestry of Jesus Christ. Mahlon's life reminds us of the unseen threads in God's tapestry of redemption. Though his years were marked by struggle and his story ended in apparent tragedy, his marriage to Ruth set the stage for one of the Bible's most beautiful accounts of faith, love, and restoration. His legacy is a testament to the truth that even in loss, God's purposes prevail. As we reflect on Mahlon's story, we see a life that, though brief, was pivotal in the unfolding of God's plan. His journey from Bethlehem to Moab, his union with Ruth, and his untimely death all became part of a greater narrative, one that speaks to the power of divine providence. Mahlon's name, though meaning weak, stands as a reminder that God's strength is made perfect in human frailty, and his plans endure beyond the span of any single life.